How's my hair?
Sure.
Hey, Brandon, you guys have defensively, you guys have used 11 unique combinations to start on defense this year. Yet you're 9-3. What does that say about the depth that you guys have built? Even though you lose Vaughn, the guys you have, they can step up still.
Yeah, it's been a year. You always, no matter what predictions are, adversity always strikes. You don't know when. And it started early with losing Micah and Dane in that first game. We got him back, but I think Sean and the coaches have done a great job of having the next man ready to roll, and our guys, they just that whole thing that Vaughn brought about don't blink. You guys have done a great job. Yeah, we've had some bumps and not everything's been pretty, but it's part of the deal, and we're confident that with Vaughn out, these young guys will step up.
What can you tell us about the news of that injury, if you're aware of it? Exploratory surgery, what was revealed, and what his recovery is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, he he flew to Dallas Monday and saw Dr. Cooper down there, and I was aware that it was a possibility, all crossing our fingers, but that you see more when you go in there, and your hope is just to clean out of a scope and get him back. And that's my comments last week, where we were hopeful. That's why we went ahead and put him on IR to start the clock in hopes that he could be back. But yeah, once Dr. Cooper got in there, he felt it wasn't going to hold, and he needed a repair.
Is this one of those situations where really the swelling had to go down to kind of really get a full scope of everything, like we hear about with these injuries?
Yeah, I mean, you just try and rehab the guys, make their quads stronger, everything else, because it'll help them come out of whatever it is. And it's still good, swelling down. But yeah, you have images, but you also have open. When you really see in there, you see clearly. And Dr. Cooper's a well-respected doc, and we were all on board that he was a good guy to go in and do this. And unfortunately, that it is what it is. But I'm a half glass full guy. From that standpoint, we think if everything goes well, rehab, we'll have him for most of 2023.
Brandon, how confident are you in the younger guys that you previously mentioned that they are ready to take an expanded role? AJ, Greg, Boogie, Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, very confident. We believe in these guys, and I think when their number's been called, I think they've all shown improvement this year. I think you've seen it out of each one. The other day, I thought Boogie had his best game, with Vaughn out. Love his physicality. He played with AJ, came off an ankle, and he's still, he's doing well. All these guys will have to step up. Greg's had a really good year. Same thing, coming off an ankle. And then Shaq, we forget about Shaq, but he's done a great job, great energy. And we believe in these guys. Vaughn has helped these guys already with just some of the things he's taught them, whether it's moves, whether it's preparation, film, all those things. So he's going to be back here, and that's the thing. I talked to Vaughn last night. Once he can fly and get back here, he's going to be around to help, and I'm excited to get him back.
Yeah, kind of the big talk about today is the investment you made in Von Miller, and obviously losing him. But you look at the draft, what you've done in terms of that defensive front through the years here to prepare for seasons like this one. There's also that investment that needs to really pay off, right?
Yeah, no doubt, Adam. It's time for those guys, and I think they're all ready for their moment. They're excited. Yes, they hate to lose Vaughn like we do, but they're trained competitors, and they're like, hey, when my number's called, I'm going to be ready. And I thought game one, those guys all stepped up. Now it's about backing it up, week after week.
Brandon, you talk about the scenario, Brandon. About this is a reason why you said you don't like to dive in deep in free agency. That you spend big money on a guy and then he gets hurt, and it's for nothing. Is there obviously there is some frustration now, but do you look back on that decision any differently now?
No, I mean you can't. I mean ACLs happen all the time. It's on the turf. You get rolled on wrong and it went. That can happen with a 23-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40, any of us. Vaughn has been great for us, not only as a player, but the championship mentality, all the things he's brought to our team, and he's going to continue. He's going to come back. This guy's not hanging it up. He's determined. He was excited when I talked to him last night. Hated that it happened, but he already had his focus on his rehab and coming back here, helping this team finish the season strong, and then he'll be here this offseason. So, no, I'm surely glad we got Von Miller.
Talking to Ed Oliver last week, one of the things he said was the interior of the defensive line needs to step up a little bit. What have you seen that kind of gives you confidence that those guys in the middle can also help provide an answer?
Yeah, I mean, we want to be strong on the inside and out. Those guys pushing the pocket, I think, Daquan and Ed have done a great job. Tim was out early in the year with the calf. Jordan, unfortunately got banged up the other day, and we'll see what his status is. But if he can't play this week, hopefully get him back, next week and roll from there. So it's all for those guys that are in the game, and again we rotate a lot, so I always look at it as all 8 of them are going to have to kind of step up.
Last question for Brandon, please.
Just if you could, when you spoke last week, you sounded pretty confident that he was going to be able to make it back. Can you just offer some clarity as to maybe what changed or how it came to be that Von and the team determined that he was going to need season-ending surgery?
So you missed it for a second.
I apologize if you were asking.
You're good. So what it was, Jay, we decided last week that he did need a scope. He kind of let it all calm down, and multiple opinions. We sent him to Dallas on Monday to see Dr. Cooper, and he said, yes, we're going to go with the scope, but we're also going to make sure, he had some concern about the looseness, of his knee. And so I knew Monday night that this was a real potential, crossing our fingers. We were hopeful it was a scope, clean the meniscus up and any, scar tissue in there. But unfortunately, when he went in there yesterday, he did the surgery sometime yesterday afternoon. When he went in there yesterday afternoon, he decided that, it would not be stable enough, it would not hold up, and that a full repair was needed.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it.